Let me introduce you to potentially the darkest version of Sonic that many thought couldn't actually exist in Sonic lore. When we think of the name Super Sonic, in some Sonic fans' minds straight away appears the iconic yellow powered up Sonic who is ready to take on the big challenge. Why not add a catchy little tune just to emphasize the super heroic presence? But in other fans' eyes, they see Super Sonic as something entirely different, something darker than Dark Sonic. In fact, this evil entity makes Dark Sonic feel like Amy Rose, and it was a form that inspired many other fan-made Sonic craziness. Enter the Golden Devil, Super Sonic. Occupation, mass murderer. Potentially the most bizarre character I've ever witnessed in Sonic the Hedgehog history. Fleetway Sonic, or Fleetway Super Sonic as some refer to him as. But it's actually just Super Sonic. The true Super Sonic. Except he's psychotic, uncontrollable, and will rip out your heart for no reason. But is Fleetway's Super Sonic just a deranged evil being? Or is there more depth to this character than we ever thought? Let's take a look. Is this Sonic the Hedgehog? Is this even real? Or is it all a dream? Well, actually, my Sonic scholars, it's very, very real. It's not a fan theory. For those who grew up with the old favourite British Sonic the Comics in the 90s, Fleetway Super Sonic is as real and official as it gets, and was created by writer Nigel Kitchen and artist Richard Elson, and its first debut was in Sonic the Comic issue 7 on the 21st in August 1993, where the Archie Super Sonic pre-Genesis wave debuted in September of 93, making Fleetway's Super Sonic the original Super Sonic, minus the games, and weirdly to me feels closer to the original Mega Drive games and world than any other Super Sonic, just with an insane twist. Before we build up his reputation even more, let's take a closer look at his character design. He maintains a golden colour, and his peach skin gains a golden hue somewhat. The most noticeable characteristic is the spiraling red eyes, emphasizing someone who has lost the plot. His design looks a little more ruffled than the other Super Sonics, emphasizing the wild beast he has become. This guy would eat Sonic the Hedgehog for breakfast, and then take a dump, and then eat him again, dump him out one more time, and then put him in the freezer for a rainy day. He's that whacked. His aura is more of a flame-like one, with some stars here and there, and the only way I can compare this guy is to something like Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. This guy has just broken free of all his chains, and gosh, the teeth. The teeth! Super Sonic becomes more rough-looking the further into the story it gets. Let's dive into his history a little. Fleetway's Super Sonic fires up from extreme stress or anger later on, but it all began when he was exposed to too much unstable Chaos Emerald energy. Originally, his first transformation was after the first Sonic game, when he collected all 6 Chaos Emeralds, and the radiation entered Sonic's body. Oddly, the first time Sonic transforms, there seems to be a weird sense of the old Sonic there for a moment, but perhaps this was just the transition of Super Sonic taking over, because later on, everything changes from the moment he transforms. Sonic doesn't remember anything that happens in the form, but whilst he's in that form, it's very, very risky. He's aggressive, ruthless, and pure evil, even trying to kill animals he saved. Super Sonic is fully aware of who he is. It's almost like another being altogether replacing Sonic. Super Sonic even treats Tails like crap, but Tails could calm Sonic down initially. We see Super Sonic get even stronger against Metal Sonic after both power up using the Master Emerald. Poor Metal Sonic. Don't mess with Fleetway's Super Sonic, guys. This guy then goes for Knuckles, showcasing he is the nightmare that's real. He was going to murder Knuckles in a pool of his own blood before he switched back. Except when he's Super Sonic, Sonic enjoys the thought of killing his friends and innocents with this sadistic nature. Against Brutus, his toughest enemy yet, he would go for the kill even with Brutus holding Amy hostage. It did not stop Super Sonic, and it almost killed Amy. You can't bargain with this guy. He takes on and destroys the whole forces of Brutus. Super Sonic would continue to show his rampage and would enjoy murdering innocent friends. Lucky One was just a badnik without him knowing. By the time issue 80 turns up, the Running Wild arc begins, and as dark as it may seem before, now it gets even worse. Sonic falls into an emerald chamber and randomly decides to kill Amy Rose. He attacks Tails, Amy, and the tornado and loves it. But after realizing later on what he's done, Sonic goes into hiding to protect his friends. Later, Sonic is saved by Tails and the gang by them channeling the emerald power within Sonic and sending that chaos energy to the special zone. But this created a whole world of problems, for the energy they separated became its own form, so Sonic and Super Sonic were two separate beings. It all gets crazy when Super Sonic returns and aligns himself with Lord Sidewinder in order to get towards Sonic. Yes, Super Sonic is as cunning as he is dangerous. He destroys the mansion and uses his own force field to protect Sonic so he can have the pleasure of murdering him. Also, Super Sonic has a witty personality. It's actually quite funny. We do get a glimpse of what he fears though, and that's him becoming part of Sonic once again. But after a failed attempt at sealing Super Sonic away, they manage to launch Super Sonic into the black asteroid, where he stays for some time. But he makes a massive explosion later on and turns back up in a twisted rage about to kill everybody. But his power fails him due to the explosion, and thus comes the biggest switch in character personalities in Sonic history. Losing his powers and memory, Super Sonic is no longer a threat. I actually found this interesting and a nice flip of the coin for Super Sonic, seeing his other side. If anything, this is Super Sonic acting as Sonic. He leaves the nice folks who took him in, and for weeks he wanders to find himself. He tries to get a job and makes friends with someone called Ebony, who is a psychic. After Super Sonic's mind is explored, he starts to remember who he was, but retains his calm nature for a little while. I feel sorry for Super Sonic here because he refuses to use his powers in fear he will turn evil, but is forced to when he sees innocents about to die. He overcomes the evil urge and saves them, but gets into an argument with Ebony and something snaps once again. He's a good prankster pretending Ebony got through to his senses, but Ebony manages to use her magic to calm him back down, and they continue living a peaceful life for years. But in issue 183, the end of Super Sonic begins. Super Sonic is dying, and Ebony took him to where the others were fighting perfect chaos in hoping of recharging Super Sonic. Of course, Sonic would be against this idea, thinking it would make Super Sonic evil again, and he was absolutely right. The taste of power was too much for him to control. Super Sonic is later sealed back into Sonic's body, thanks to Ebony, with the Sonic the Comic coming to its close shortly after, to which the future of Super Sonic was left up to our imaginations. If he would be controlled, return as the evil he was, or the good soul he once become. We as fans were left guessing. In terms of his power and abilities, everything you expect from a Super Sonic in terms of being faster and stronger than regular Sonic, being able to fly and destroying airships by going through them, and extinguishing an erupting volcano with a cyclone of speed. It's even mentioned he can destroy a planet. He is able to tear and ruin the toughest Mobian metal, but his speed is inconsistent. One minute he's moving around the planet in seconds, the next minute Amy Rose is dodging him, so yeah, cinematics. He has enhanced senses, including hearing, which can hear into the airships he's approaching. He has the durability that can withstand tons of impact and temperatures millions of degrees. He's potentially invincible according to himself, though was slowed by a foam cannon to which he bust out of eventually. Perhaps he was just playing games. He has frickin' eye lasers too, can create energy shields and cause explosions with his energy. One wiped out all the electricity on Mobius. He also has this green mist that leeches the power of Knuckles, which is very interesting. I would have liked to have seen more techniques like this. But let's talk about the future of Fleetway's Super Sonic. Of course, the dark legacy of Super Sonic was left a mystery as to whether he could ever return after the comic's cancellation. Writer Nigel Kitchen implied that Super Sonic may have returned, but linked it to Ebony. But the unofficial fan-made continuation, Sonic the Comic Online, Super Sonic returned in that, which gave the fans what they wanted. There's obviously so much love and interest for this character, probably because he's one of the most fascinating entities in the Sonic the Hedgehog world, because he was the original and his actions separated him from the others, but also his being had room for growth and development, which I believe many fans wanted to see more of. Come to think of it, he has the pleasure of killing everyone, but I don't know if he actually carried out killing a single soul, except badniks and bad guys, right? Maybe he gets a free pass there. But I feel sorry for Super Sonic, no matter how evil he thought he was or how he was acting, because whether or not you can get any more evil by nature, he chose to live a peaceful life and make friends for years. Even when he knew he used to be that evil demon, he refused to tap into that power until he was backed into a corner and had to protect the innocent lives. And that to me is a sign of strength, being able to go against those primal urges of evil. The power of Super Sonic, I always felt like it was an addiction for him. If he didn't get a taste of it, he could make his own decisions, but once he was exposed to that chaos power, there's nothing he could do. His inner willpower wasn't strong enough. And this is why we felt connected to Super Sonic in those times of him being good, because he tried. He realized his flaws. That was character growth. That was good writing. Fleetway's Super Sonic will always live in our memories as one of, if not the most badass version of Sonic the Hedgehog in the history of the franchise. But we won't remember Fleetway's Super Sonic for just being that crazy beast. Not for just being super strong or a witty prankster, but because he had the courage to face himself and win.